feet.
Well, look at the red and that one tree right straight ahead of me. Amish cleaned that up a little bit, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, shit.
Down at George Beck's house on 314, going around to the woods. Interstate 71 up through. There's Pete Netta's home. And that woods over there is so pretty. Big blooming dahlias. Late blooming flowers along here. Some geraniums, ageratums, lamb's ear, an old corn sheller, sweet Annie, geraniums, marigolds, petunia, some lavender, blooming. About 35 degrees out this morning. Oh, whoa, I'm recording here. I couldn't see the record. The sun's shining so bright here. Here's down by where Pete and Phyllis Beck used to live. And they've built a new, the Amish have built a new house here. And here is their corn, all shocked in rows. Good old times. Panoramic view of shinneberries, lookers, shinneberries, and rhinebolts hill going up through there. It is so pretty. Going down 314, headed south to Chesterville. Here is the woods behind Cooper's farm. That used to be our old farm back in the 30s and 40s. And here's the Mennonite church. Down through there you can see all the way to Chesterville or wherever. chrysanthemums along the road here by where Gary Myers lives. Just beautiful. And we swing on around and can't pick up Wade's new home there, but it's right in behind these trees. Swing on around. Here's where Ethel and Ivan Sherman lives. Aren't those trees beautiful? And the Robinson farm. Here's back the lane going back to Linda and Jim Potts's house. Violet and Paul Elgart's house. Very pretty tree there, just beginning to turn. Swinging all around to Annie Davis's house. She has some pretty trees here, just beginning to turn. The little log house that Joneses used to live in. Beautiful woods here. And where Rules live. This is coming down off from 95 down toward Pauline James's home. It's right in behind that beautiful tree right there. Here's Pauline's house. And this is Gladys James's house on 172. The sun went down, it isn't as bright as it was. Swinging on around toward 95. Here's another view up toward where Eston Mildred's farm is, where the old Gordon farm is. Isn't that a pretty field? Wooded tree line there behind that field. Here we are in Chesterville, looking at the pretty trees. going south on 314. Nathan Lee isn't even looking. Playing the radio, can't hear. The little girl swinging out here in the leaves, and she looks like she's having fun. In fact, I think this is a little girl that Paul Elgart made. This is looking in, going west into Chesterville and here's Nina Burns' house. There's a pretty bush right here. Mary Jones's house. And she has a pumpkin sitting here in front with all the leaves in it. And there's Allie Good's house on Portland Street here in Chesterville. Margaret Waite's house here at the end of town in Chesterville on 314. Aren't those trees pretty? Pretty fall setting. We are at Ruth Tobin's house, and she has some pretty trees. Down north into Chesterville, right off of 314. There's Ruth Tobin's house again. Just a beautiful view. Down there doing corn. A pretty view. Beautiful woods. I suppose maybe this is Dale Squires' land here. I don't know whose this is. In front of Leona James's, and she has this pretty tree right here. It's a sign saying it's a boy, Nathan Lee, 9 pounds 7 ounces. And I think that's a Robinson boy, Terry and Debbie Robinson. Going down Cardington Road, down to the Cardington Bridge. Here is Mabel Landon's. Pine tree and bales. And there's some pretty trees. At the top of this tree. east into Chesterville off of 95. Back at Florence Nauman's place, the Queen of the Senior Citizens for 1991. Queen Florence Nauman. It's beautiful. We're at Harold Lane's in Chesterville, the King of the Senior Citizens for 1991 for Mara County. Demon sits up here on the hill. She has a pretty view. It's a fence row of pretty trees behind her. There's a pretty tree in Chesterville by Billy Smith's. And Pastor Jan's home with the pumpkins all sitting in a row and the goblins flying around. The goblin's going to get you if you don't watch out. Pretty array of flowers in front of the rest home. To the backside of Louise and Norris Chapman's farm. Zoom in on it here. And they're up here doing corn, shelling corn. There's a pretty tree down there by Butch Chips's. Here is Louise and Norris's granddaughter's new home, Laura's, in the woods. At a pretty setting. Hello there, Mr. Horsey. How are you today? How you like this cool weather? How you like this, huh? Yeah, here you come. Here you come. There is Carl Chapman, or Denny, picking corn, shelling corn, I should say, because there's a wagon load. And there's the wagon load of corn. We are at Carl and Esther Chapman's farm. We're down around the curve there, and such a beautiful woods this is. Zoom in on those cows way over in there. A Must be about supper time. And the other view, the other side of the Chapman homestead here. Their pretty lake. The pretty woods over here. And right over there is Blanche Sherman's home. Zoom in on here to see if we can bring it in closer. Pretty view. And here is Jim and Lucille Dawson's home. Jim's horse out there eating grass. Here's a beautiful scene behind Elaine Van Winkle's home. That is always such a pretty field back in there. Pretty tree. This is where her folks used to live. The Hewitts. Here we are coming down toward Edna Chase's, and this is their old maple syrup camp, sugar camp. And Edna Chase lives down there, and Reeds used to live here. Look at that beautiful hill up through there. Looked like a peaceful valley. There's an Amish buggy down the road. And here we have Vi Vukovic's home, setting way out here in the country in this pretty setting. Behind her home there, the other brick home you see is her daughter-in-law, Andy Vukovic. I should say her son and daughter-in-law and family. Look how far you can see down through there. Beautiful view. Southeast, I suppose. And another view from the backside. It's shining right into the sun. There he goes.
Horseshoe going.
What'd you say? It's rough.
A little rough. A little rough.
Oh my, we're moving here. We can't hardly see where we're going here. Coming into Waterford. Here's Gilgallons. Here's the Methodist Church in Waterford. Pretty tree. Give Amish milk. Here we come milk on an Amishman.
Through there.
Cozy Lake coming up. Not too good of a picture inside the motorhome, that's for sure.